We're here live. Kyle Bowman. How do we feel? How are you? I'm glad you're here. I'll be honest.
Dude, I'm glad to be here.
Man.
I am.
Kyle Bowman, friend of the pod.
Hey, Kyle.
Friend of Myres first, friend of Steven second, but a friend nonetheless.
A friend.
Man. How's the day? What you been up to?
Dude, I was just on Myres. Aunt Thomas is out in Atlanta.
Wait.
Wow. Who is Aunt Thomas?
Who's Aunt Thomas?
My wife.
There we go. Aunt Thomas is out of town.
She's out of town.
You know what that means?
Bachelor
It's
weekend.
a good freaking weekend.
It's a good freaking
It's
weekend.
a boys weekend.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, that's actually super interesting. One thing that I did want to ask you about, and we can go ahead and jump into this, is you're an accountant.
Yeah.
Necessary joke. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
How high have you counted now?
Am I the punchline? Whatever I say?
No, like how high have you counted? Your job is counting. How
No.
high have you counted?
I didn't know if you had a...
No, you're an accountant. You count for a living. How high have you counted? Like, how long have you been an accountant?
I've been an accountant for... a year and a half.
I was gonna say it's a little complicated.
Okay.
You like kind of got your job, but also you were in school.
Yeah, I'm still...
Okay, so 18 months.
18, I guess, yeah. I've counted
I feel like
counted
you've definitely counted to 18 by now then.
Yeah. I mean, I've
One
seen
for one.
numbers bigger than
18.
18.
One thing that I
Wow.
think is hilarious is that my friends who are accountants actually go and count things.
Oh.
Like it's not just
Okay, yeah.
it's not just Excel spreadsheets.
Yeah.
It's like you're actually going to
yeah.
customers and
Yeah.
counting their inventory.
We have a
Right.
very
I've done
funny
that.
story regarding this.
I want to hear it.
So, Austin Eck, one of your fellow accountant fraternity brothers,
Yeah,
Friend of the
I'm
pod.
familiar. Oh yeah. We've got a secret handshake. Don't worry.
Alpha, Kappa, Omicron, Tau. I don't know how to spell accountant.
I don't know. That's funny
Yeah,
actually.
but no, he does an inventory check the other day,
Yeah.
and I didn't know what an inventory check is, so I'm going to explain it to our listeners first.
I want you to explain.
So Austin works in auditing, so he's just fact checking companies. And one of the ways that they have to fact check is they have to go to the companies. So like, for example, Austin in previous years has done the accounting for like Express Oil Change, like a big company. And he's had to like go to a random Express Oil Change, like one or two, and go to the basement and count their inventory to fact check that their inventory count is true, is honest. So this year he gets randomly placed at a company. It's Sunday morning, 8:30 a.m. He has to report to the Galleria Mall, which, if you don't know what that is, it's like this it used to be the Spot, but now it's like this crappy mall in Hoover, which is a suburb of Birmingham.
It's like one of those indoor walking malls.
Yeah.
Like big food court in the middle.
Yeah, I think like Walking Dead, that kind of mall.
Yeah.
Like,
Stranger Things.
Or Stranger Things, sorry,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
Walking Dead.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I got you.
And, but he walks in, the company he has is a company called Torrid, which is a women's oversized underwear company. So at 8:30 a.m.
Sunday
on
morning.
a Sunday,
On a Sunday.
Austin was counting like oversized panties and bras.
And that's what it's like being an accountant.
Oh my gosh, dude. I'm so
That's what it's
weak.
like. Yeah. I mean, I've had to do a few of those. Like I started my job in October, and since then I've done 6 of those. What you're talking
Wow.
about. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently it's something that only the first and second year people do. It's like
Yeah.
hazing almost.
It is. It is.
Oh, Grace is here.
Hey, Gracie.
Hey.
That's okay.
That's okay.
You can come in wherever you want. It's your house.
Wow. But you've had to do 6 of those already.
I've had to do 6. Yeah, they're really exciting. One of them was fire extinguishers.
Whoa.
One of them was semi-truck trailers
Whoa.
in Mississippi. It's like, what, north of Starkville?
Yeah.
Um,
Middle of
Wow.
nowhere.
yeah, like 3 days after Christmas, I had to do 2 different pawn shops in one day.
You're kidding.
No. I
That's
just-
so mean.
Yeah.
Why would they freaking... Did
I
they
don't know.
really have to do that on December
No.
28th?
8th. Yeah, no.
Golly.
Kyle, what should people know about you? Other than the fact that you're an accountant, like our listeners, some of them might not know you. We have many listeners all over the world.
Hey guys.
And
1
some of them,
billion monthly listeners.
Some of them don't know who you are.
Well, my name is Kyle. I'm married. Thanks. To AT, also known as Ann Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas. Go Cats.
Go Cats. Yeah, she's from Kentucky. Huge Kentucky fan.
Huge.
I'm becoming a huge Kentucky fan. I'll never make it to where she's at, though.
Hey, big game today. Tennessee.
Yeah, big game.
That'll date us whenever this episode comes out. Today, we're not going to tell you what day it is. Top secret.
But Kentucky is playing.
But Kentucky's playing Tennessee in basketball.
If you go back in time and see when Kentucky played Tennessee, you'll see.
Yeah.
They've
also
only done it once.
The Duke and North Carolina are playing each other, and Houston and Kansas are playing each other. So there's 3 top 10 matchups today.
Wow.
6 of the top 10 are all playing each other. So I just think it's fascinating. Anyways, there's your Myres Sports segment for the day. That was the wrong button. There it is. I can't wait to. Coming next season, I'm definitely gonna have some nice sounds for our segments.
Yeah, we'll work on it.
Yeah. Okay, but so your husband to AT.
Yeah.
Where are you from, Kyle?
I'm from Texas.
Heck yeah! Yeehaw! What if we had a yeehaw sound? That'd be cool.
This is horns.
Yeah,
big,
go.
Big long horns.
Are you a Hook'em fan? Are you?
No.
Well, I know who you're a fan of. Who are you a fan of? Wait, don't tell me. Baylor. No, that's not it.
Not quite.
Nah, dude, I'm not a big Texas sports fan. I'll say it. No, my parents went to like a small Bible college in Missouri. Yeah, Missouri.
Okay.
And so like
The University of Missouri?
No. Evangel University.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
I also heard University of Missouri is a pretty small Bible college.
I believe it. I believe it.
Okay.
But
Evangel, okay.
yeah, and so I don't think they have sports at Evangel, at least as far as I know. And then right after they graduated, my parents moved to Texas, and they just never picked up a college for fans.
Wow. So
fans.
you never did you go to a college sporting event when you were in high school or anything?
I think I went to a TCU football game once. But that was it. We went to like Rangers games or Mavericks games, but like college sports was not a thing.
One thing that I was obsessed with whenever I was like a boy, like pre-13, I would say pre-15, I was obsessed with it, like with basketball. Like, I don't know why, but the NBA, like if I grew up in a city with an NBA team, I would have loved that. I feel like I remember one time.
I really wonder what that was like to grow up in like a bigger city with big sports. Like, I guess Dallas area had like professional sports teams. Mississippi does not.
Right.
Like Mississippi and Alabama, it's all about college sports.
Yeah.
Right.
And the college football sports are electric, but I just feel like it's not
It's
as
just a
corporate
different-
or something.
yeah, it's different
a different
vibe.
feel.
Definitely.
It's more like unity of the school.
Yeah.
I feel like, as opposed to in my brain, I don't know, I didn't experience it, but like Dallas, it's like, okay, yeah, Cowboys. Like the whole city is into Cowboys, or like you could be indifferent, I guess.
Right.
But
What was it like?
Well, I honestly think I was kind of no fault to my parents, but I think it was a big disadvantage not being around or not being exposed to college sports. Because I think people who grow up exposed to college sports are also like kind of by default also exposed to colleges, and so not being exposed to college sports, I didn't know different colleges really.
Sure.
Like I didn't really know Sanford was a thing until high school.
Yeah.
Or I went to Sanford. I didn't
Go
know.
Dogs.
I didn't know that Alabama was a big deal. I mean, and like maybe to some people it's not, but like to a lot of people it is. I didn't know that. Like
That's fascinating.
Before I got to college, my best understanding of, or like my only exposure to what college might be like was from Monsters University. I'm serious. I watched that movie, like the whole like their fraternity thing, and I was like, oh, that's what college must be like.
yeah, college is like
Did you ever
fraternity
watch
Olympics.
Pitch Perfect?
No, not until I was in college.
I feel like Monsters U and Pitch Perfect are like eerily similar.
Yeah, they are.
I feel like that's part of how you and I kind of easily became friends.
Yeah.
In a way, is that we both were pretty in a way naive to what college was going to be, and also did not care at all about sports.
Yeah.
I think to me, that was like a bonding thing, was to not be into sports, pretty much at all.
That means today's Myres Sports segment can really be Myres and Kyle Sports segment.
It could be.
But yeah, y'all talk more about it because y'all were like best friends starting freshman year of college.
Right.
Talk about that Genesis story.
Yeah. I can.
You go ahead.
All right. Well, this is just another side note as we're still on the not being ready for college thing. I whenever I was preparing for college, all the like packing and stuff and like what clothes am I going to bring and all that, like I did not think about the fact that I had to go to class until I was sitting down in my first class freshman year. I got to class, sat down in a desk, and I was like, oh snap!
Oh, yeah,
I gotta.
I forgot.
Yeah,
oh,
especially with Sanford.
Yeah. Sanford hypes you up so much for like all the outside of class things.
Yeah, I didn't think about it. But yeah, Myres and I had 3 classes together freshman year for fall semester.
Which, for context, you have like 4 or 5 classes.
Yeah,
but to have 3 with the same person freshman year, that's crazy. Actually, did y'all plan that?
Completely coincidental. I did not know Kyle before we literally had class together.
Right, and it was, I mean,
also strange because we weren't even in the same major.
No,
so it's just
it was like
God's hand.
Job.
It was like French. There was this like intro to college class.
Yeah.
And then I forget what the other one was.
Wait, y'all took freshman foundations together?
Yeah, we did.
And y'all definitely had. I don't know what y'all's freshman foundations class was. Mine was like I had to talk about myself a lot in that class. Yeah. So y'all definitely.
Our
got
guy
to know
was
each
cool.
other.
I forgot what his name was.
DP.
Yeah, DP. He goes to Redeemer.
No
so
way.
I see him.
I work out with him.
Yeah,
like a lot.
Cool.
That's
Awesome.
I didn't know he
really cool.
taught classes.
I think
he's like more. He's more administrative. I think.
Yeah,
I think he might work. Yeah, admissions. But
I can't wait to tell him that.
Yeah, he was our foundations guy.
Yeah, he was awesome.
What was that other class? It wasn't.
Was it CP or CA?
I don't think it was CA.
No.
And you said French.
Yeah.
Did you take a math? Like a
No.
Maybe it was like maybe we're just thinking of French lab.
Yeah.
I literally could not tell you besides
no idea.
CP and CA what else I took freshman year.
Yeah. I took global perspectives GP. It was like a history class.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all take but did y'all take a humanities like religion or something? I don't know.
I took sociology.
I think GP might have been my humanities class. I wanted to take like psychology or something, and then whatever class I wanted to take, I couldn't. And then I ended up in some sucky class.
Wow.
But then the next semester, we had 4 of our 5 classes together. Like we had even more classes.
Y'all planned
together,
that one,
which
though?
that one we did plan. Yeah.
For those of us, for those listeners that don't understand Sanford stuff, essentially like you have this like core text series of classes you have to take.
It's a liberal arts school, so it's
everybody has to take like a lot of the same classes freshman year, and by a lot I mean like 40% of them are all the same. And there's just like there's 1,000 freshmen, so I guess there's a good amount, but it's still crazy that y'all would have 3.
Yeah. That was another thing. I remember being on a tour for Sanford.
Yeah,
and they were talking about those core classes that everyone has to take, and they said there are 4 classes that everyone has to take. And I turned to my dad and I go, so I only have to take 4 classes in college. That's awesome.
1 per year. Those would be freaking hard classes.
Yeah.
If you think about it, college is just one big, long, hard class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so y'all are in 4 classes together.
We had classes together. Kyle, you, I think, initiated.
Yeah.
Or maybe I like saw you in the next class and then was like, hey.
I think it was the Thursday of the first week of class.
Yeah.
We both were getting lunch after class.
Yeah.
And we were just in the caf together, and I was like, hey, I'm in the same class with that guy.
Yeah.
A lot. So let's get to know each other.
Yeah.
By that point, y'all had seen each other like 45 times.
Yeah.
Hey, and I came into Sanford, didn't know anyone. You came into Sanford, you knew Donnie.
Yeah, my roommate.
Donnie.
That was like it.
Donnie. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you're in the caf, first off, what was on the plate? Like, I'm curious, like what were you taking? And then secondly, what did you say? Whenever that crap made me so nervous freshman year.
Yeah.
Like walking up, and then once you settled into conversations, it was always amazing. But like the entry statement
intro
of just
too.
like, "What's up?
Hey man,
You sitting alone? You sitting with anybody?"
you come here often?
I see you sitting there, and there's a chair next to you.
yeah, it's
Like,
What if I
the
what if I
food.
sit there?
It's like pickup lines for friends. What do you say?
Yeah.
Pickup lines are friends.
What
That's
can I
good.
say that'll make this person want to talk to me
Right.
while we eat food?
Right.
Hey man, food kind of sucks.
Oh man!
All right.
Pizza's the only good thing here.
Oh my gosh, we both just laughed. We both laughed together. Can
Whoa,
we?
look
You
at
want to hang out?
yeah.
Maybe.
We could maybe laugh.
You
later.
look like a human. I'm also a person.
I'm also a human. No, but seriously, what do you remember? Like, or was this like a? I feel like freshman year, I got burgers and fries. Like, just because I was like walking in the cafe and I was freaking nervous. I was just nervous, like anxious.
dude.
And I would just straight up go to the grill and be like, I'm trying to, like, I feel like I'm in the way. I feel like everybody's
Yeah.
mad at me. I'm just going to get like burgers and fries because nobody's in that line. And I'm going to go sit by myself and be on TikTok.
I have a
wasn't
thing
TikTok at
about
the time.
lines. I hate being in lines, so I would go to whatever place that didn't have a line in the
Yeah.
cafe.
Yeah.
The
What's up,
salad
guys?
bar.
We got two producers who
Jake
just
and
entered the
Griffin,
room.
producers, just came from the driving range. They're here. They see
he
grab
is.
the chair from the back. Cool.
Okay, so Kyle, I think
Yeah.
Kyle came up to me.
Yeah,
And
You were
was
sitting by
like,
the window.
yeah, and was like, hey, I think we have the same class together. And I like recognized him, and I was like, oh yeah, for sure. And I don't have any friends, so please come sit and talk with me.
Which, like, how many people could you do that with freshman year? Like, if you're just sitting alone, you could be like, hey, you sitting with anybody? They would probably be like, thank
Dude,
God.
I did that with so many people. Like I would walk up to a table full of people and be like, can I sit here? And then I legitimately think the calf is how I made friends.
Did you ever get a no?
No. I mean, people, it's in the South. So
I wonder if you could do
people
that
aren't-
in real
people aren't
life.
gonna like,
Like, I wonder if
Yeah.
you could walk up to a table, not obviously not at like a nice restaurant,
Pull up to
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
but like Chick-fil-A or like a coffee shop being
Yeah.
like, hey, can I like hang out with y'all? I don't have any, I'm like here alone.
somebody did that to me in Cole at a coffee shop one time.
That's cool.
Actually,
Cool. Yeah.
this dude was
at
just like,
June. He walked up. He was like, "Hey, I just moved here. Y'all look cool. Can I like hang out with y'all?" We're
Wow.
like, "Yeah,
That's wholesome.
sure." He was working for a company building a factory that makes Uncrustables.
you're kidding.
Yeah,
We gotta tell. We
He's
gotta.
from, like,
we gotta link him up
Colorado
with
or
Gracie.
something.
That's my wife's favorite snack.
yeah.
We had them at our wedding.
Yeah.
Uncrustables. Fun fact.
So then Kyle and I start hanging out freshman year because we have class every day together, and found out we both like photography. You're super way better at it than me.
Nah.
But I actually was going through a lot of my old photos recently to move them onto like a hard drive.
Yeah.
And I mean, it seemed like we must have gone on like at least a photo shoot a week.
Yeah.
Because I had them all like grouped and documented, and we'd name our photo shoot, you know, Birmingham Bike Boys. And
Yeah.
we go like ride bikes around Birmingham
That
or
was a
something.
good one. Yeah.
Also, I have a confession to make from that. I was looking at those old pictures, and I realized I was wearing a calculator watch and an Apple Watch.
I'm sorry.
I don't think I noticed.
I don't know if maybe I just had it on for like a brief second because I was like, didn't know where to put one of them or something like that, or if I was literally wearing them the whole time. I just remember from this one photo, I had both on, and I was devastated. I
Like
was
the
I
same
can't-
wrist or
No, two different wrists. Like one
Oh.
wrist had Apple Watch, one had like the
I don't know
calculator watch.
I don't know what's worse.
And
What's
that-
worse?
dude? That was humiliating. I was like, I can't believe I did that. That is one of the worst things I've ever done.
I'm gonna have to go back and
Yeah,
see.
you'll have to go look.
Yeah.
It was pretty horrid.
How about that, man?
Dang.
That's awesome.
But yeah, Kyle, you're one of the best photographers I've ever known. How'd you get into photography?
Dude, I got an iPhone.
That's a great answer.
I'm serious. Like,
Yeah.
like I got my first phone was like this little Samsung slide thingy.
Same.
And then my next phone was an iPhone 5C.
Whoa,
It
this
was,
Ooh.
yeah, it
I
was
forgot
that
about that.
light blue back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
it was cool.
that was a big deal.
It was
They were all
cool.
colorful.
Yeah, and then it's like it had a camera, which like my other phone had a camera too, but like the 5C for whatever reason, it probably wasn't much better, but it was like it felt like big step up.
Yeah.
And then around that same time, I also got I started my Instagram account, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can take photos and edit them and share them
So
all
cool.
with one thing. And I was like, the photography is my thing. I'm doing this. And then I guess that just evolved to learning how to actually use a real camera.
When did you get your first like real camera? Was it like a point and shoot or?
It was a DSLR. I got it in 10th grade for my birthday. My parents gave it to me. Very
Cool.
kind of them.
Yeah.
I still have it. I actually used it today.
Come on.
So it's like, yeah, it's still kicking.
Canon T5.
Yeah.
Wow,
Canon Rebel T5.
that's mine as well. My
Nice.
first DSLR. I got it
Let's
for
go.
senior. What is that called? Whenever you graduate and then you send out the cards, like senior money. That's not or graduation money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got
Graduation
graduation money.
cards.
Cool.
Yeah,
Dude, that's a good purchase.
yeah. I got that in a MacBook. It's pretty awesome. You know, it's some bull crap. My parents paid for half of my MacBook whenever I graduated high school, and then when Sally graduated, they paid for all of hers. So
yeah, we'll have Sally on at
if
some
you listen,
point.
Yeah.
you're
Sally
dumb
is-
for that.
Sally is the baby. She gets all the good.
I had to
good
straight up-
stuff from Shane.
This is something we haven't talked about on the pod before.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about how my grandmother,
Your grandma.
whenever my oldest brother turned 16, turned in her 2002 Buick LeSabre. And if you don't know what that looks like, just give it a little Google search.
I'll try and remember to stick an image on the screen.
It is the most ugly grandma car.
Sorry, I'll get our producer Miles.
Yeah, but producer Miles, but it is the ugliest. It's gold. It was gold, like grandma car, like
Ultra grandma car.
think like vintage Buick, but not vintage, like 2002. There it is, right there, producer Jake.
Yeah.
That looks good.
And so she turned that in and got a gold BMW Beamer,
BMW Beamer.
like brand new.
It's the same thing.
The M Beamer.
Yeah.
And it was such a beautiful car. But my brother got that one, the
Buick.
LeSabre. And then my older brother Sam, whenever he turned 16 2 years later, he inherited the Buick LeSabre. And then my other brother got a Nissan Altima. And then a few years later, I don't remember what my brother got a Toyota Corolla. And then I got the Buick LeSabre.
Sam got the Corolla.
Yes.
Then you got the LeSabre.
So now the LeSabre, this is the fourth owner, and two like very high school dude people owned it before me. So the thing like literally broke all the time, and it was just so ugly. Especially compared, like I had friends in high school getting like crazy nice cars.
Yeah.
Anyways, all that to say, I literally drove around like almost a 20-year-old, or I guess a 15-year-old, because it was 15 when I got a car. So almost a 15-year-old Buick grandma car whenever I turned 16. And then my sister turned 16 5 years later, and she got a brand new Honda CRV when she turned 16.
Yep.
Wow.
And when that happened, I was like, Dad, you're a scumbag. Yeah, I cannot believe like it'd be one thing if she got like just a new CR, like a newer car that's not like a Buick LeSabre, but like the jump was so drastic. Like it went from 2002 grandma ugly hand-me-down to 2019 brand new Honda CRV, and I was like, come on, man, this is just ridiculous. But anyways, we'll save my family. We'll save the dialogue for that whenever we have the sister episode later on.
Never mind.
What?
You should have your grandma on this.
Oh, that actually
We
be.
should have Bach on.
I actually told Bach that I wanted her on last time. She laughed at me and she was like, "You wouldn't want me on that." I was like, "No, funny. I legitimately."
I showed when I was home a couple weekends ago, and I showed my granny how to access the podcast so she could watch it.
That's awesome.
I also did that with Aunt Rhonda and Bach last weekend.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't really know if you're gonna like it, but like, I felt like I needed to like go ahead and
I saw my great aunt Betty Ann, who I haven't seen in
95 years,
3, 4, 5 years. Shout out to my aunt Betty Ann, and I realized she actually liked one of our like videos we posted on Facebook the other day. And so when I saw her, that was like the first thing she came up to me. She was like, "Hey, I saw you're doing that little like video podcast. That's so cool." I was like, "Thanks, Aunt Betty Ann."
You're like, thanks, great Aunt Betty Ann.
Thanks for checking it out. Thanks for listening.
I know.
She's part of our 38% female audience.
Shout out, high fidelity listener. Great Aunt Betty Ann.
Anyway,
I thought it was funny. This really brought it down to earth for me. Whenever I told Buck, she was like, "Where do you listen to the podcast at?" And I was like, "Spotify." And she was like, "I don't." And then she doesn't even have Apple Music. Like she doesn't even have a street. Like it's not like she's not on Spotify. She's on Apple Music. She just doesn't stream music.
Yeah.
She like when she gets in the car, putting her like iPhone in does not occur to her.
CDs? Radio? What does she do?
Radio, man.
Radio?
She loves.
I kind of described it to my granny. I told her radio when she was growing up was like music and talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've kind of reached a point in our society where it's kind of you want either or. You don't really like the mix. And there's still radio shows, but not as common for the most part. People either listen to music,
right,
or they listen to people talk. And so, in my opinion, podcast is like more like radio. It's we're talking only.
Right. I could see a world where I don't really know exactly how this would work, but I could see a world where good radio like surfaced again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like if
I could dig it.
Yeah, like if there was like good hosts, and the music was good, I could see that happening. And it wasn't like, here's one song that we've played 18 times today.
Yeah, here's
and then
one
it's
of the
come on down to the car mall.
There's 24 songs that we play on rotation.
Yeah.
And then there's 24 ads that we play on
that
rotation.
are like sonically abrasive and uncomfortable. Like it's just like 1-800 tax credit rebates. And then you're just like, oh
Did
my
one of your relatives die recently? Come on down to Ride Out Funeral Home.
You're like, oh my gosh.
Can you
Like,
imagine?
save trillions possibly on at
Can you
Big
imagine?
Man's Furniture Mall.
Can you imagine a funeral home ad? Are you mourning and grieving? Are you incredibly sad? Do you not know what happened to your relatives after they died?
Here, wait 1 second. Let me take the opportunity to manipulate your emotions. Gosh.
That would be crazy.
Instead of just be like normal people. Like, that's really the only thing you have to do.
Dude, I love radio commercials for the sped up part at the very end.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Where they're just like, here are all the
Terms
things
and conditions
that
apply.
like, right. Like, legally, we need
The
to
United
say
States
all
government has no idea that we're in function. Oh man, we've never filed for an LLC. Do not tell auditors on us or we will die.
Do not tell Kyle. He's a tax accountant.
Please don't tell Kyle Bowman or Austin Eck. They counted oversized female underwear this morning. Oh,
Kyle, we have a segment.
Okay.
Segment time.
We have a segment. It's called Lists, and I wanted to read this list to you that I found on the ground outside.
Intriguing.
ASMR opening up yellow paper.
Kyle, something about you is that you're particular about your pens.
Mm-hmm.
You've given me a couple pens that are pretty cool pens.
Really? I am?
You're pretty particular
I
about
remember-
your pens.
I remember this from freshman year.
Are you gaslighting me?
You had one.
You like
Maybe I'm
pens,
wrong.
don't you?
Maybe I'm wrong. You had a particular type of pen you like to use.
Do you
I-
have preference when it comes to pens?
I do.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's true.
Okay. Yes, that's true.
Okay.
Sorry.
Because
Yes.
you've given me some pens that were
I would say that
particular.
everyone, whether they admit it or whether they've ever spoken it, definitely has a preference when it comes to writing utensils.
Right. There's too much variety. You have to pick something.
Okay, so I have a list that I found outside on the ground.
Okay.
It's top 3 pens, and it's type of pens, not necessarily like specific pens. It's not like my silver pen with the black grip. It's like type of pens.
Like
Okay.
Quill.
Number 1.
Okay,
Top pens.
sorry. Top pens.
Top pens. Number 1.
Wait, can we start with the worst and then go to the top?
Okay, number 3. Top 3 pens.
Okay.
Needlepoint fine.
So that's a good pen.
It's not.
No, I don't think I would want to use a needlepoint fine.
I received them as a gift from my mother in my Christmas stocking a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure about them, and I've used them enough that I quite like them, actually.
Really?
Yeah, needlepoint.
Is that like the tan ones that have Japanese lettering on it?
No, these are
I'm seeing them now. Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks,
needle
producer
point.
Jake.
Okay.
Number 2, 0.7.
0.7. That's too thick.
I like a 0.7 on occasion.
On occasion.
It's not my go-to. My go-to, number 1, 0.38.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
0.38.
Okay. Thank you.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Cool list. I don't know.
No, I like that. I like that. I got one. I got a pen one time it was like a 0.1.
Whoa.
Wow.
I got it.
I mean, that just like cut the paper.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I thought of. Whenever you said the needle point fine, I
think when we were in South Korea,
that's where
we went to that store that had pens.
Yeah.
It was like I had never seen so many different kinds of pens.
Right.
It was fascinating.
Yeah.
How many kinds of pens?
At least like 13.
More than they have in Target.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like Target, honestly, when you go to shop for pens and you try and figure out the different sizes and things like that, there's not that many options when you go to Target.
No.
It's like 3 or 4.
Yeah. It's just different brands.
And they're always out of 0.38.
They are always out of 0.38.
Yeah.
I just feel like at some point Target should understand they should order pretty much way more 0.38s and way less 0.7s because they always have 0.7s in stock and they never have 0.38s in stock.
I find that I like 0.7 as a pencil.
Okay.
It's like I
Well,
was an electric pencil guy for a long time. I think you are part of why I use pens more.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. I love pens. I don't like pencils, but I've got really bad handwriting. And so if I use a 0.7,
It gets
like
messy.
it gets messy and it just looks like blobs. And so I need something that's a little finer. So I like the 0.38.
Yeah, my like.
So it's like
if I'm doing like uppercase R or like B's, when I use a 0.7 pen, it just bleeds and it kind of just becomes blobs.
Right. Yeah, I don't like that.
Instead of it being like a bow, it's more like a.
Yeah, it's more like
a. That was gross. Oh man! All right.
that was our list segment.
There's your list segment. What are your thoughts?
That was a good list.
All right. Next part is your turn to make a list segment.
My turn to make a list.
Yeah.
Okay. So for you,
If
you
were
have to
make a
come.
list,
You have to come up with a list.
No other prompts.
just a list.
Okay.
Unless
it doesn't even have to be a ranked list. It could just be a list.
you have 2 options. 1, make your own list. 2, the object of your list has to be lists. So your top 3 lists.
Okay, top 3 lists definitely. Dude, easy. Okay, number 3, I'd say only because it's a necessary evil, grocery lists.
I'm surprised that's not taken number 1.
No,
I understand the necessary evil part.
because like
Before I got married,
yeah,
I would just go to the grocery store and just get stuff.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Hey, while Kyle's doing this, will you, producer Jake, will you search top lists?
Oh,
I just want to compare afterwards.
compare my list to
he doesn't
other
have the
lists.
laptop.
So first is grocery. Number 3 is grocery
number
list.
3 is grocery. I'm
So
going up.
Gotcha.
Like the pens.
Yeah, ascending.
Yeah. Gonna ascend the lists. I've already got number 1. Okay, but number 2. Let's see. 3 was grocery lists.
Mm-hmm.
I think 2 would be invite lists.
Ooh.
That's a good list.
It's not number 1 because it can be stressful.
Yeah.
You know, like who do we put on this list? Who don't we put on this list? But if you've got a good invite list, it can be like, it can bring a lot of joy just thinking about getting all these people together.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the hard part of that is who do you keep off? But the good part about it is who do we put on?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah. 3 was grocery lists. 2, invite lists. And number 1, I'm going to have to go with playlists.
Whoa.
Man, what a fire first number 1.
I mean,
That is a great
it's
number 1.
not the same. I mean, it's a little different, a little more dynamic, a little more interactive.
Mm-hmm.
But I like playlists because they can really be anything you want them to be.
True.
Yeah, there's not really a downside
No.
to a playlist.
Right.
Unless it's a bad playlist.
Unless it's a bad playlist.
Mm.
But even still, it's a playlist.
Can I propose another list?
Yeah.
Pro-con list.
Ooh.
Can I Can I offer two
Yeah.
honorable mentions for the list?
Please.
One, seating charts. I don't know if that like counts as a list, but whenever you said invite list, I love a seating chart wedding. I'll be honest.
You can list by table, like table 2.
Table chart lists.
Yeah.
And the other one was rankings. I love
like sports
rankings.
Yeah.
Those are lists.
Yeah.
True.
Okay. Anyways, okay.
Lists are cool.
Lists are cool. Lists are good. And we have we have Jake McClendon, producers.
So on list first.
Okay.
Their top lists from each category.
Okay.
Top list in the space category. 10 mind-boggling attempts to grow food in space.
10 mind-boggling. What?
Top 10 most controversial debates to spark heated conversation is number 1 in politics.
Oh, okay.
And mysteries. 10 reasons Lake Lanier might be haunted.
I always find myself debating why.
Pop culture. The 10 most badass fictional weapons.
I could see that. What are the most badass fictional weapons according to that list? I'm quoting.
Quote.
Top
10 fictional weapons.
There's got to be the
first thing that came to mind was like Thor's hammer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's pretty BA.
Yeah, I was thinking the ray gun from Call of Duty Zombies.
I'll tell you what I like loved. Modern Warfare 3, Spaz 12.
Yeah.
That's definitely on the top 10 list for me. I don't know where it is. I guess that's not really nonfiction though. That was a bad answer. Dang it. Oh,
it's probably a real gun.
Oh, you ever watch Hancock, the Will Smith one? That guy, his like ability to punch things, that's definitely on there for me. Kyle, you got anything?
For the fictional?
Yeah, fictional
weapons?
Yeah.
I said the ray gun.
The ray gun.
From Call of Duty Zombies. Black Ops 2.
Gosh, that's a good one too.
Yeah. That's a good one. Dude, a lightsaber.
Oh man. Yeah, lightsaber's
That's
number
probably
one.
number one.
The Force.
Yeah.
Oh, what's better, a lightsaber or the Force? What's cooler? Not better.
The Force. You could use it.
I'm gonna go on lightsaber side because the Force is kind of like an inanimate thing.
Yeah.
You can't see it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's more powerful, but like lightsabers are cool.
Yeah.
They come in different colors.
That's true.
And General Grievous, his like ability to have 8 arms, all with lightsabers, that was freaking nuts.
That was crazy.
It was also the Jar Jar Binks Star Wars, so I have a huge bias because Jar Jar Binks Star Wars was the best Star Wars.
Whoa, that's a hot take.
Actually, the best Star Wars was Rogue One, in my opinion. But
that's a really hot take.
That is a hot take.
Honestly,
all the parents listening to this right now are fuming.
I'll tell you what, it's crazy to me in the Star Wars like nerd world. It's not that crazy of a take to think Rogue One is the best Star Wars because it is arguably the most successful predecessing movie in like the history of predecessing movies.
Yeah.
Because it sets up is it episode 4 that it sets up, right?
I think so.
Yeah. It sets up that, like, how it literally ends with the first scene of that movie.
Yeah.
That is, like, the coolest thing ever to me.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I personally like it. Also,
I should go back and watch that. I haven't watched it since it came out in theaters.
the new movie called The Creator, I think it's what it's called. The Creator. That guy who made Rogue One made that movie.
The AI movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that with Claire the other day.
You think this is cool? Producer Griff, he shot the entire thing with a mirrorless Sony. Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty cool. So he shot the whole film.
Spoiler alert, Griff is him.
Wow.
Yeah.
He made the movie.
Not the director guy. He just is him.
Him.
No, but he shot this whole film. It was an $85 million budget because he had to put a bunch into post, like because he shot it on a low quality, like not a cinematic film.
Yeah.
But he had his crew, from my understanding, was like 4 people, and he shot it on this small rig so that he could shoot it in like crazy places all over Asia.
Wow.
So he was like all over, like rural China. Oh, do we have something there? Hey, will you, Jake? Will you show the mic over there? All right. Griff has something to say about this guy.
So the guy who made Creator shot on the Sony FX3.
Yeah.
And he chose that camera because its ability to shoot in low light. It can shoot at 12,800 ISO with no visible grain.
Wow. 12,800?
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy. I'll tell you what, the Canon TS, you would be able to see a thing.
No,
Canon Rebel T5.
Dude, you get up to like 1,600.
Yeah.
And it's,
nothing's
it's
there.
grainy. It's grainy.
You might as well be like looking through like a heat wave, like a, what is that called? The heat map camera thing.
Yeah.
Which they have those on the new Teslas. I saw that yesterday. Like when you back up, they have a heat camera to figure out how close you are to objects.
Interesting.
Wow, very fascinating.
Cool.
Give a gander at a YouTube video about that whenever you get the chance.
Kyle, I kind of wanted to pick your brain about your relationship with Instagram right now.
Okay, yeah.
Because I think when our friendship was first blossoming, we again took a lot of photos.
Yeah.
And with those photos, we created Instagram posts.
Yeah, content.
I didn't want to say content, but that was kind of where I was going.
Yeah, I don't like saying.
But we spent a ton of time like working on our grid, you know, and like this is something that I think our listeners should know about you is one time you took a photo of
a waffle
from Waffle House.
Yeah.
And you posted nine photos to make up
the
waffle in your Instagram grid.
I did. It's still there.
And it was sick. Listeners, go to Kyle's Instagram. That will be in the description. Go look at, scroll back down.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at it right now.
Check it out.
Waffle.
The waffle.
That was crazy to me.
Yeah. Well,
that was like the coolest thing. Yeah, I was like, dude, it's not even that good of a photo.
No, it's not.
But it was crazy that you did that.
Yeah,
and people were scrolling through their Instagram. Yeah. And I think it was back when Instagram was still chronological feed.
Yeah.
So people were scrolling and just seeing parts of waffle.
Yeah, Griffin's got it.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah. That might be the best picture of waffle. Thanks.
It was awesome.
Well, that was my first trip to Waffle House ever.
Oh, it was on that trip.
Been.
Okay.
Yeah.
So freshman year, I introduced Kyle to Waffle House.
Yeah.
Which was crazy to me because that was like a part of growing up for me was Waffle House.
Right. And like we had one near where I grew up, but no one ever went. I would say, guys, let's go to Waffle House, and they were like, no, let's not go to Waffle House. I was like, okay, fine, you know. But then, getting to college, Myres like, let's go to Waffle House. And I'm like, please, dude, I've been wanting to go.
Yeah.
And get a waffle. I take a picture of it just to document the moment.
Yeah.
And then, I think I had maybe seen other people split up photos and to do it in the grid. Like, I've seen like companies do
Waffle House, more like Waffle Home.
That's the caption.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah. It was just kind of, I don't know. I think I was already in a place where I didn't really care about my grid.
But at the same time, it's like
these captions are also hilarious.
What are they?
Can I Please, roll through the 9? Woat, waffleist of all time. Asterisk enlarged to show texture. A corner ... of a circle ... question mark concave. I don't know, what does that mean?
Like there's convex or concave, like based on where a curve's going.
Yes, okay. Then the Waffle House, more like Waffle Home. Convex is the other.
Yep.
Is this working? Question mark.
Yeah.
And then lastly, first 100 retweets gets a waffle.
But it was on Instagram.
Right.
It's so funny.
Right. I don't know. That's like, I think that kind of sums up my views of social media in general.
Yeah, I feel like you're expressing that you don't care about your grid.
Right.
But you do care, but you don't care what other people think.
Exactly.
Like a lot of other people would be like, why the heck did he post
a waffle?
A whole waffle.
Right. Right.
But you don't care what other people think.
Yes. It was kind of like in rebellion, kind of in.
Cool.
Okay, so something happened. I don't know what happened with the video, but we're back.
We're back.
Yeah. So yeah. Next segment of the day. This is Myres Cat Experience. I meant to do this one. There we go. Myres Cat Experience. What was it this week? Was it good or bad?
So last week we started this new segment, Kyle.
Yeah.
It's about my experience in the process of getting a cat.
Okay.
I got a cat.
You got a cat?
Yeah, Claire and I got a cat last week.
Pickle.
Cats.
We named her Pickle.
That was funny. All right. Named
Cat.
her. It's a her.
It is her.
What kind of cat is she?
So she's a short hair calico, I guess. I don't know. Something I've observed is people don't really care that much about like cat breeds as much as they do dog breeds, you know?
Yeah.
Cats is
because people
like,
don't care about cats.
Cats is just kind of like, I have a cat. It's this color.
Right.
And then you
Its
kind of
name
get,
is
there are
Pickle.
people who care about the breeds, but for the most
Right.
part, it's kind of like you just have a cat. So
I got you.
we got a gray cat with like a couple of little brown orange spots. She's really cute. She's 2.5, 3 pounds, 11 weeks old.
Wow.
We got her last Thursday.
So this is the notion of the segment, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a dumb idea to get a cat.
Whoa.
Myres obviously thinks it's a good idea to get a cat.
Whoa.
And I am betting on the fact that Myres is going to have a bad experience. And Myres obviously is betting on the fact that he's going to have a good experience. So I would love to know, what have been the pros, what have been the cons of Pickle this week?
Make a list.
So far, 1 week and a couple days into having a cat,
Yeah.
I really like this cat.
Wow.
She's really fun. She'll play. She'll chase things. She will also snuggle, calm down,
That's good.
chill out,
Yeah.
sit in your lap,
Okay.
purr.
Purr.
One of the first cons, we had to take her to the vet this morning. She had ear mites,
Oh, gross.
whatever the heck that is. It is pretty gross.
Mm.
And
Was it just like, did it look bad in her ear or something?
yeah, she had like some dark goopy stuff. It was pretty gross. I don't really want to talk about it, but she had something going on in her ears, and so we took her to the vet. Cha-ching, $175 on medicine. So that was
A Q-tip.
that sucked. But part of it was like that. Yeah, just
They're
cleaning out her
like,
ears
they're
with
like,
a
huh,
Q-tip.
crazy. With like a sink like shooter, and they're like, all right, that'll be $175.
WD-40.
WD.
Her ear was a little creaky, so we just put some WD-40 in there.
Yeah, we're good.
No, it was a little bit weird. Like, no offense to this vet lady, but she was kind of like a weird cat lady, and she even admitted it. Oh, so I guess it wouldn't be offensive, but she was like, "I'm a cat lady," and then the guy checking us out was like, also kind of. They're just like they use like the little pet voice, you know, the baby pet voice, and I
Like
don't-
what? Like what is it like?
Yeah.
I don't use.
Okay,
I don't-
imagine I'm Pickle.
cutie little girl.
Your ears all cleaned down.
Yeah,
ears all cleaned out. That'd be $175, sir.
yeah.
You're so cute. Your
fans love
you. That's what they're going to spend $175, sir.
Oh, such a cute kid.
Did they ask for a tip?
Dude, everyone's asking for tip nowadays.
People wanting tips. So overall, it's cost more than I thought it was going to.
How much did it cost to get the cat? Like
It was
just
$100 like adoption fee.
Adopt shop.
what's that for? Who does the adoption fee go to? The mom?
The nonprofit, I don't really know. She was being fostered by a family, and then
What? What? Are you allowed to use the verb fostered?
that's the terminology that they used.
Sorry. Let's move on.
So it was like that, and then we bought like a litter box, which I think the litter box is actually kind of cool. It looks like a potted plant.
Oh.
One of my things I was adamant about with Claire was I don't want some kind of ugly litter box sitting around. And
Where is it at in your apartment?
it's next to like the side table next to our couch.
Gotcha.
We don't have a ton of room, and
Yeah.
so part of it is like you can't really hide a litter box very well in our small apartment. And so Claire found this one that like looks like a
It's like
fake
aesthetic.
plant. Yeah, it's kind of cool looking. And it works because Whit came into our apartment the other day and was like, "Where's her litter box?" And I was like, "It's that." And he was like, "No way."
Did you have to train Pickle?
No, so she was already litter box trained.
Wow.
Oh, that's huge. Wait, so it was
is
only
huge.
$100 to get her?
Yeah, it was $100 plus like a $50 spaying fee that we'll get back once she gets spayed.
Fair.
What does that mean?
It's like fixing a dog,
Oh,
like
okay.
where she can't get pregnant or whatever.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would they get to keep? Who gets to keep the $50 if you don't get her spayed?
I mean, I think it's incentivizing us to go and get her spayed.
Oh,
Fair.
There's I don't know exactly how these organizations are set up, but it's like that she had a vet already.
Weird.
She had some
Why
of
is
her
it just
vaccines already.
They can make all the cat breeding money.
I don't really know. I mean, it's not that much money if you think about it. So I'm guessing it's just to cover the cost of like medicine and stuff. I don't really know. I don't know who gets. I mean, AARF or whoever the company nonprofit was is the one who gets the money.
You want me to go audit them?
You have to like take the cat to them to get them spayed, and they're making all the money. It's like
I mean, $50 is not that much money, but
$50 per kitten that exists in Birmingham. That's a lot of money.
and I get the money back if I go get her spayed. So I really don't know how it works. I mean, I did just go pay a vet $175 for like some kind of antibiotic or something. So
WD-40.
that's where WD-40. So
I would love to know.
that
Vet listeners, speak up.
Yeah.
What do you do? Like
To all
if
the
you were
vets.
to talk to AHRP, whatever you just said the name of that was, and you'd be like, what is this? Like, why do you want us to pay you like a security deposit for her to get fixed? Like why? I mean, not saying it's like $50 doesn't matter, but it's like
Yeah. I don't
that
know.
logic doesn't. I'm sure somebody's going to be like, it's because of this. I'm going to be like, oh, I'm an idiot. That makes so much sense. But
It's really fun. It's fun having a cat. I enjoy having a cat. She like knocked over a milkshake the other day, but she hasn't really done anything that's like bad.
no, it didn't kill anybody yet.
Hadn't killed anybody yet. She likes to fuss at you when you're in the kitchen. So the only time she really meows a lot is she comes in the kitchen and like meows at you when you're cooking. It's kind of funny.
Interesting.
And to me, a lot of life is quantitative, and a lot of my focus is on progressing in different areas of my life. If it's, work or maintaining relationships or, things like that, I'm always trying to get better. And
Counting women's oversized underwear.
yeah, I'm trying to
like
get
that.
better at counting underwear. I'm not an accountant. I'm trying to get better at
pretty quantitative.
insuring things. And having a cat is a way to detach from all of the data that
The
life
antithesis
is.
of that.
Yeah, it's
Just
leisure.
plain fun.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's having a cat for the sake of having a cat.
That's right. It's like playing golf.
Yeah,
Makes no sense to do it, but it's still fun.
yeah. So
Right.
this week I
Everything's gotta
have a
make
cat.
sense.
Wow. I could make you a spreadsheet or something if you want on like how many milkshakes she knocks over a week,
Yeah, sure.
We could track that.
Yeah, we could start.
She could get better.
We could make this not
We can
leisure.
make
We
this
could
quantitative.
make this quantitative so that there is
Trust
something.
me, I would do it.
And she never knocks over a single milkshake again.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, so
So the ratio of weeks had cat to milkshakes knocked over.
If you check out this pivot table,
What is the delta on? I don't even know how to say that.
oh man. Okay. Next segment for us, we'll do Kyle and Myres Sports, otherwise known as Kyres Sports.
Kyres Sports.
Kyres Sports.
Kyres Sports. I feel like I had to say it.
Okay. All right. So this segment, Kyle. I just enjoy it because Myres doesn't like sports, care about sports, and I do. And I get to say just a crazy sports stat that I hear this week, and get to hear honest reactions. Okay. This week has to do with soccer, my favorite sport.
Let's go.
And it
Which
has to do
I mildly
Football?
care about.
football.
I mildly.
It actually does have to do with the Football Association, the FA, which is very prevalent English footballing association. It's the association. It's like the government that controls soccer in England, like all of the United Kingdom.
Oh, is it like the NFL but for soccer in England?
Or
is it different?
It would be like the NCAA in college
cool. Okay.
sports.
Yeah,
That's like a way
but
of thinking about it. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
So the NFL doesn't have like divisions. Like there's not like, or it has divisions. There's not like different levels. Like NFL's just the top one. Mm-hmm. In England, there's like 6 levels to soccer. You have the Premier League, which is first. Then you have the Championship, which is 2, or the second, and then you have League 1, League 2, League 3, League 4, League 5. So I guess there's 7 leagues.
Okay.
And the Football Association puts on a tournament that goes throughout the entirety of the year, even amidst all of their seasons. They put on a tournament where like essentially the very first round only like League 5 and League 4 are playing each other. And then throughout the season, like if those low teams keep winning, they get to play the better and better teams. And usually what happens like every year is teams in the lower league, similar to March Madness, like teams in the lower league randomly make it into like higher rounds and get to play like huge teams. So there's this team, Newport County, that is as rural as it sounds. Like,
where are they in the?
I think they're League 2 or League 3. Will you check that for me? Newport County. Just look up Newport County, Manchester United.
So they're like right in the middle.
Yeah, they're like middle.
Okay.
This is the stat for you. Okay, so they play Manchester United in the FA Cup.
And what are they?
Manchester United is like a University of Alabama equivalent.
Okay.
Like level.
Premier.
Yeah, this is like
big deal.
Huge.
Okay.
Like the most popular club in all of England, I would say.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And they play Stockport County. Therefore, they are going to be playing on TV because it's the FA Cup and they're playing Manchester United.
Right.
League 2. Okay, so they're in the 4th division. So you have Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2.
So they're right in the middle.
Yeah,
if they're
literally.
7. Okay, cool.
So they're in the middle league. And they played Manchester United like last week. And from my understanding, Thursday of the previous week, a guy bought 50% of the club for $500,000.
50% of the
entire club. Like he bought half of Stockport County.
Okay.
For $500,000. And then on Wednesday the following week, on Sunday that week. Mm-hmm. So he buys it on Thursday. On Sunday of that week, they got a media rights deal check from playing Manchester United for $550,000.
Holy cow.
So that's how much money they made.
So that dude made like $275,000.
Like literally days after he invested $500,000 in it.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is just crazy.
Yeah.
Like, and the crazy part was, this is the interesting thing, and this is where I would really love your insight. So it was 2-2 in the like 80th minute.
Wow.
And if they tie, they have to play a rematch at Manchester United Stadium. So they know who their opponent's going to be. They know they're going to get $500,000 more for the TV rights deal again. So they know that they're going to get a big media rights deal, and they're going to get a big ticket like batch, and all of their fans are going to go buy the huge ticket batch there because it's like they're playing at Manchester United, huge,
right.
And so the commentators were having this dialogue during the game where they were like, do you try and keep it 2-2, or do you try and win? And then you're going to get $500,000 more for playing in the next round of the tournament on TV, but you just don't know who you're going to play. So you don't know if you're necessarily going to get $500,000 because, like, whatever, you don't know who you're going to play, and you don't know how big the stadium is going to be that you're playing in, yada, yada, yada. So in that situation, if that was you, it's 2-2. What do you think the team should have done? Do you think they should have, like, played it out, tied 2-2? Or do you think they should have, like, tried to win? Like, what, like, I don't know. It was just such an interesting, it was like one of the closest times that like business and sports like really touched each other in the game.
Right. Because the result of the sports has such a big business impact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got you. Man, that's tough because that's like in the moment. Like that's a game time decision you got to do too.
But like the owner has to like be talking with the manager somehow, like from the box.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but I feel like he would be.
Yeah. Where did they play at Manchester United? Like
At their home stadium, which held 9,000 people. Smaller than Sanford's football stadium.
I see.
Wow.
Wow.
Like a high school football stadium size
Yeah.
pitch, which is crazy.
I tend to be the guy who likes to bet on the unknown.
Really?
I feel like I like to take the gamble of the.
Well, I guess we'll see.
So does that mean that you would rather?
I feel like I would rather win.
Just play your cards. Just keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Also, I mean, if you beat Man United, like big ups.
Yeah, big ups.
Big deal.
Yeah, I guess that's true. The thing to me is like you're already there, and like you've tied Manchester United. The odds of you beating Manchester United again are like at Manchester United is like so low. It's kind of a flush decision,
Right.
So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
but
like $500,000.
I would tie. If you're there and you're in the 80th minute and you're 2-2, I would straight up play everyone on defense just so you know you could get to another game. Because if you play offense, you like risk your chance because you're not playing as much defense if you're trying to win. You know?
Yeah.
So you're more likely to get another game if you just put everybody on defense than you would be. And they ended up losing the game 4-2 because they tried to win.
Ooh.
Ouch.
So they did not get any more money, which is quite a bummer if you think about it, you know? They had a chance to make literally $500,000 more. That guy could have made his entire paycheck back that he used to buy the club.
Yeah.
Talk about a gamble. That guy bought the club on Thursday. I'm assuming because he knew they were about to make $500K off the media rights.
Yeah.
Deal.
Huh.
Yeah. He almost got really lucky.
Hey, here's a sports thing I learned this week.
What'd you
Okay.
like?
Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
F1 talk.
The best racing driver in F1 right now is moving from Mercedes, where he's been for, I don't remember how long, probably
Long
like
time.
8 or 9 years.
10 years.
To Ferrari, which is kind of like
10 years.
10 years. That is the equivalent of like
Tom Brady transferring to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
And wait, Rodgers? What is Rodgers' first name?
Aaron
Rodgers
going to
the Jets.
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Do you think
Bonkers.
Messi going to Miami. Ronaldo going to Al Nassr.
But it's not even
this
that.
never
it's
happened.
Like it's like if
No,
Nick
that's crazy.
Saban went and coached Auburn or something.
No, that's
Yeah.
not. That's not the same.
It is the same.
No, yeah.
It is like their direct
'Cause
competitor.
Mercedes and Ferrari are
They're like the top
teams.
two.
Yeah.
And so it's like he's
Well,
going from the best to like the second
be
best.
It'd be like Isaiah Bond going to Texas. Red Bull
You
is the
think
best
Red
team.
Bull's the best team?
Yeah.
I don't
Who
know.
plays
I
for
don't
Red
know
Bull?
That much. Who plays for Red Bull?
Mac. Yeah.
I don't know that much about F1 to really give
Max
that much
Zinchenko.
commentary.
It's a Ukrainian.
I've watched the.
Zinchenko's a Ukrainian name.
Ferrari is a historical like. Yeah, they're the
Yeah,
most
I mean,
historic
honestly, like if I was Lewis Hamilton, I've been with Mercedes for 10 years. I would probably want to like retire and fade out with Ferrari and stay there for the rest of my life. So it makes sense to me.
His first principal when he was an F2 is now Ferrari's team principal, says producer Griffin.
That's
Which
interesting.
that makes sense. That's cool.
He's got
Cool
some-
to go back to
got some
your
deep
old
roots.
homeboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. A lot of our generation athletes that we grew up with. I'm not necessarily saying Lewis Hamilton is one of those. I'm sure
I mean, if you're into F1,
if you're in
he is.
F1, he was.
Yeah.
A lot of those people are kind of fading out right now.
LeBron.
Like LeBron is like he's on the All-Star team, but he's on the bench. Steph Curry, he's on the All-Star team, but he's on the bench.
Right.
There's like it's crazy. Like Tom Brady retired, Nick Saban retired. Like
Aaron
there's like
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers pretty much is retired.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of these people that we grew up with that are pretty much non-existent anymore.
Tony Romo.
Tony Romo, Coach Calipari's probably going to get fired this year. He's absolutely garbage. I'm kidding. And Thomas, I'm sorry, I was joking. I will say, and Thomas, you'll probably hear this after Alabama and Kentucky play each other in basketball this year. But I want you to know that Alabama's going to beat Kentucky in basketball this year.
Whoa.
but I'm predicting that. So
Prophesy.
I know my guess score. They're playing at Kentucky, so my guess on the score will be 81-76. Alabama win. Okay. Let's see how close they get.
81-76.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kyle, now that we've done all of our segments,
yeah.
One thing that I want to talk to you about is, as a person who came out of college, has done the whole, accountant, and then you are doing your CPAs currently, or not CPAs. Your what are they called? The tests?
Yeah, CPA.
Oh, the CPA. Yeah. So you're doing your CPA now, right?
Right. I've taken one of them.
You're taking one of them, and you're in the midst of busy season right now.
Right. Yeah.
Like, how are you like balancing all of that?
Dude, that's a good question. Man, I don't know. It's like, I think it is a lot of new stuff, because also it's like,
and you're newly married.
And I'm newly married. Yeah. So it's a lot. It's a lot of new stuff, and it's a lot of like really exciting things. I don't know. It's funny too, because I remember being in high school and like promising myself that I would never get a desk job, and now here I am with a desk job.
What are you talking about, man? You went to Mississippi and counted semi trucks on December 28th.
That's true. So yeah, there are aspects of it that's not at a desk.
Yeah.
But like, I spend a lot of time at a desk. Dude, I don't know. How do I balance all of it? I think it's just kind of taking it, I don't know, with some patience. I think there's like, it's not necessarily where I want to be forever, doing, I don't know. I feel like I'm still learning a lot of how to be an auditor, how to be an accountant. And so I don't want to be in that learning phase. I mean, well, I never want to stop learning, but like,
sure, I
don't want to be like a newbie forever. There are a lot of times where I'm like at work and I'm like, man, I don't like, I still very much do not know all of what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
So like, I want to get past that. And like, I don't know, sometimes I feel that way as a husband too. I'm like, man, dude, I want to, I don't know, like get better, but also taking it patiently and like just taking one day at a time and like enjoying it. Because I don't know, I think it's easy for me to want everything to be perfect right now. And like for me I want to be perfect right now, but then I get upset when I'm not. And so then I know I've just been like just trying to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
kind of love that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm so curious how everybody's experience is whenever they come out of college and they end up in the day-to-day real world vibes. Yeah. And, as someone who just like definitely is doing the whole like work in school, I know that CPAs isn't technically like the same thing as grad school, but work in school thing.
Yeah.
That's just such a fascinating thing. You're balancing a lot. You're juggling a lot of balls.
Yeah.
So, I just think it's cool. I also think you're an outstanding photographer.
Thanks.
And I also think that you're an outstanding husband, because AT loves you a lot.
Thanks,
and you care for her well. And I had a great time at your wedding.
Yeah.
Great time.
It was a really fun wedding.
Thank you. I had a great time at y'all's weddings.
One thing, Kyle and AT started dating freshman year.
We did.
Which it is uncommon.
It's rare.
Similar to high school sweethearts, it is uncommon for people to date all the way through college and then get married afterwards and not break up somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
And y'all
did it, bro.
Had it going from spring of freshman year.
Yep. April 8th, freshman year, 2019.
Wow.
And then got married May 27th, 2023.
Yeah.
So.
Bang.
If anyone needs a timeline, that's it.
Crushed it.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you what. Whenever I was a freshman, I would have like loved to get a girlfriend and date. Like, just like I was so into that Sanford mindset.
Yeah,
I know that like wasn't what motivated y'all.
Yeah,
but I'm glad I did it. But whenever I was a freshman, I would have been like, Oh, dude. Yeah, for sure. Getting married summer right after senior year sounds like the best thing in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not for me, though. I'm glad I did it the way I did it. Shout out, Gracie.
Shout out.
I don't know where you're at, but anyways. Hey, well, Kyle, this has been a great time, man.
Yeah, this has.
I've deeply enjoyed, getting to hang, getting to talk. What all did we talk about?
Talked about
Sports. A little bit.
Talked about WD-40.
WD-40 in the cat's
Talked
ear.
about cat. Yeah.
Talked about waffles.
Photography, Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
We talked about Fort Worth. We talked about growing up in a town with major league sports.
Talked about Monsters University.
We did talk about Monsters University. That honestly probably set you up pretty well for college. I'm not gonna lie.
It did. I mean, I didn't meet very many people with one eye or big hairy people, but
Hey,
I was ready for
you
it.
could have at Sanford.
Stranger things have happened.
I definitely met a girl with one eye whenever I was at Sanford, and I saw her the other day, and she made it a point to walk up to me and be like, "Yo, long time no see," and I was just like,
out of one
nowhere,
eye.
I was like, "Whoa, that was actually that should be a stand-up bit." Long time no see, singular,
Out of
not
the one
plural.
side.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Dude. Well, hey, well, Kyle, I deeply enjoyed having you on.
Thank
Myres, do you want to do the sign off as the OG friend of Kyle?
Kyle, thanks for being here. Thanks for being my friend.
Wow.
Thanks for hanging around for all these years. It's been a good time.
Yes.
And thanks for joining us on WOM.
Of
Wom.
course.
Thanks for introducing our listeners to yourself. You're a cool guy.
Of course. Anytime. Thanks for having me, guys.
You're
I
officially a
appreciate it.
Wommer.
I'm a Wommer.
Friend
Wow.
of the pod.
Friend of the pod. Wow.
That's right. Hey, turn Wom upside down. What do you get? Wom.
WOM.
Wom. Thanks, Wom.
See you guys.
Nope. Welcome to the secret segment of the podcast, where we talk about secret things on the secret segment. All right, this is what we're going to talk about. Freshman year, you're dating AT, right?
Right.
How long before you kissed her?
Too long, dude.
Too
long.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude. I waited.
Wait,
like
what day did you say you started dating her?
April 8th.
April 8th. Okay, so you're a good ways in. What day did you kiss her?
It was, dude, it was like a month in.
Wow.
I'm serious, yeah.
Let's freaking go.
Patient
Where were you
man.
at?
Guess, man.
The parking deck?
I was going to guess like the Vale deck.
No.
Reed Chapel.
No. It's off campus.
Oh, Vulcan?
Sonic?
No, it's off campus. It has a name.
Oh, Maycow
tower?
Mountain?
Yeah.
No way.
No way.
Freshman year couple
course, dude.
first kiss at the Maycow Mountain.
Of
That's
course.
Which
Wow.
ironically is the parking lot of a church.
Right.
shout out Miss David Hills Baptist. Today's sponsor.
This episode is sponsored by Church.
All right.
Go there.
Today's episode is sponsored by. Let's see who's actually a sponsor of today's episode. Who do we want to plug?
I think this is sponsored by Or Mercantile.
This is sponsored by War Mercantile. If you have a time and you really want a candle, olive oil,
No, dude, they're sold out.
B-ham stickers, or a hat, you can go there from 10 until 4 anytime, any day before. Actually,
I think they close February 17th.
Yeah.
any day before February 17th, which will be 1 month previous to when this episode posts. Shout out Or. Thanks for being today's corporate sponsor.
We miss you.
Yes, and be on the lookout, guys. We're coming up on the end. We have one more episode till the end of
Two more episodes, I think.
just Wives episode, or
I think because we're going to do 12 episodes first season.
oh, okay. And this is episode
And
10.
This is 10.
Okay, well then we have 11 and 12 coming up, or if this is 11, we have 12 coming up, one or the other.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a break for a little bit, and then we'll see you back in the sunny sunshine of the Alabama and summer. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna be some summer boys.
Summer boys.
Wow, and it'll be a good time. Anyways, that's all. That's all, folks. Anything else? Any last wise words from Kyle Bowman?
No, I just wanted to hear that music.
Always happy.